Hello Blair folks, welcome back to Epistemic-gnomes. So we are continuing with the rig model template of this character, my one OC of mine, Dorothy. So basically this is the automation of the eyelash that we need to conclude here, revamp, restore, adapted to this new condition here. We could skip that actually, because now we have these tweakers which allows on top of the automation, if we conclude the automation, and we will conclude the automation because I think it's necessary. So it will, we have the tweakers which can move on top of that. Okay, then there's something that we're gonna make some deformed bones, extra few deformed bones for the arcades, top and bottom arcades, and then sharp teeth shape key maybe, or yeah, so this is more tricky because it depends on the expressions that we need. We could do this with a deformed bone, yeah, the tweaker of the canine or canine, I don't know how it's spelled. So basically how to say English, but that essentially, then there might be other teeth that we could want to make some sharp lines that could be achieved also with tweakers. But the problem, yeah, both tweaking and shape keys, they require more geometry, and this is but yeah, both would work. I'm still thinking what should be the best here. I think the shape key has an advantage because, like, for example, we could have a shape key that makes all the teeth sort of sharp, like not all of them, but enough that looks like 2D, and so that would make a big change. If we wanted to do this with the default tweakers, we need some, maybe a pose asset, maybe a lot of automation of tweakers. So in this case, for that kind of thing, maybe we can use this. So maybe that could be good. Yeah, so I think we get a major sharp teeth. Yeah, not generic, but major. And I think for that we might not need more geometry. But here we're gonna also include the canine and might need more geometry. So basically we get this mapped out. I think this will be an elegant solution because then we can control all the sharpness here for stylized effect expression, and we can still tweak on top whether there is a shape key or not, and then we can control the canine with the bone. Okay, so I start with this because it's more immediate, more fundamental here. So the automation, basically what I want is that once this bone goes up, this one also moves up. And the problem is that I'm not sure that this is mapped correctly at this point. It might be that we have to remake this mapping because mapping here, the mapping here, of course this is happening because of this, right? So we don't need this bone layer here. We just need, yeah, the tweakers, I guess. Just need the tweakers. So just need this in order to build this. So this will be add mix, so that means that we will be able still to manipulate this. So the map from, that means that okay, this is positive Z and this is the negative Z. So we can sort of get an idea. What about this one? Yeah, it's the same thing. So all the question here is up to where we want this to go. You can also look at here, right? So we see that, let's say that this will be a good limit for this. So we need to map that 0.7 on this bone. So we're gonna, yeah, 0.07. We had expanded that. And as for the bottom, maybe we want this to go down here. Yeah, so negative 0.002. Yeah. Yeah, I see it didn't change too much, but yeah, there are some adaptations here. So this is the map from. We're gonna map from we're gonna revise everything. So this one is set, so we don't as I think it's almost yeah, that will be a horrid mistake. Alright, so I don't need to look at this anymore. So it's the z-axis, the minimum and the maximum. So what this does, and as we move, this will generate a dynamic motion, linear stuff, right? But linear motion to the map 2 of the bone. Right now, the automate like this, right? See, as I move up, and after I reach the upper threshold, then it stops moving. It's still, yeah, it keeps moving, but it's like a parenting offset now. It doesn't grow anymore. And same here, after I reach a certain threshold, it still goes, which is okay, but it doesn't accelerate anymore. So of course this is completely incorrect now. We also are gonna reduce this to, gonna destroy this and destroy this. So we want probably these ones. So as you can see, the eyelash, they are not too much exaggerated. So my plan here is that, yeah, I did my best to get spontaneous size of the eyelashes, so they are not too small, they are not too big, so they don't really totally match the character design right now. but we could use this for poses. But so my idea would be to, because I don't want to touch this shape key, the anatomic eyelashes anatomic shape key anymore. They start in this almost good size, and then we can augment them through a certain we can. Oh, I see the y-axis. Yeah, so this is a bit annoying because I have to do a diagonal motion here, which would make this thing not very good, right? So maybe what we can do is the following. I think I would like to do this. So that means that the y-axis and local space owner orientation, this would follow this bone lengths. And so, and the fact, this doesn't need to be perfect, right? But as soon as it is sort of aligned with the norm of the face, because the eye, these bones are not supposed to cross the entire eye. They usually will move alongside this longitude, right? So these orientations are usually, they will be usually valid for these bones. So now it is a good reason now to do this. Otherwise, I have to do double automation. Not only that would be repetitive to build, annoying, but it will be pretty stupid, because if I had to retweak, you have to retweak twice. So it's pure garbage. The X and Z, right? No, X and Y, I think. Yeah, X and Y. So we want here to get those things, something like this. And if we just put the Y, it would still work. I was doing that, but I didn't visualize it. Now we'll see that if I grow this, now it goes in that direction. And by the way, something that I've learned, the way to get this adapts to the, not to the bone rest position axis, but to the bone's pose position axis, is to use the custom space. Like I have a setup here that showed that, but many sessions ago in a helper rig of the, not time to do this, but I believe it could be using this target bone, yes, and then I'm not gonna test here because we don't have the, I believe that that will be the case. So we might keep this, or local space, I'm sure, maybe we keep this, but here we need to do custom space and the same target maybe, or no, a custom bone, right? So it would, a custom bone maybe. Then we take the custom bone, so maybe it's not exactly about final pose state axis. Dynamically it would be about we use another bone that set the axis, so we have a custom space, exactly, but not in the way of the fake parenting copy transforms bone constraint, for example, that I use a lot. Much better to the child of bone constraint, and often better than the armature constraint, a bone constraint. Okay, so here we are gonna ignore this for now. Hold on. Yes, okay, because what we want is to leverage this now. So map from, so minimum negative, maximum negative, this is straightforward. Then we just have to add here the max some value, something like this. So this is the important part. Now I want this to match the character design of the eyelash. Of course we can see that right now. So I believe we need just a the as for here, maybe this will work, right? As for the Y based on the Z, now everything based on the Z axis. Then for the Y we want to push it forward, yeah. So maybe let's try this. This looks like a bit too much, so let's get a halfway. That looks good, right? And then as it goes down, it starts to reduce, but maybe the Y, right? Maybe it's not great, but we'll address that later. Now we can go for the bottom. And now we want to reduce these to ruins. No, we want these to do something like this. That looks good. I think it's usable. Yeah, it's quite good, quite adequate. As for the size, I think we don't need to touch too much, right? And we can pull this forward if we want more size. So it's very dynamic here. So this is why we don't really need the automation to do this, because all the time for everything, because we already have good enough. Yeah. So here I don't want it to be super big, right? So I think this is very good right now. A bit of anomaly here. We could remove this, but I want to keep this. Sounds interesting. Maybe what we could do is like get a 001 here or 002. Yeah, so just to maintain that thing, right? And if you want to reduce, we can do this. So say, okay, now this one is completely achieved. We go for this one. So the position of this maybe doesn't go beyond 0.04, really? 0.037. Yeah, so it might be, let's first map all those ones, right? No, 0, okay. Fine, we're gonna get yeah, it will be like here. And for the minimum, let's say Yeah, negative 0.015. Yeah, this was changed dramatically. This should be a bit go up. Okay, 0. I don't know, maybe it's an exaggeration, but it's okay if we... I wanted to go more than the other, so maybe 7.475. Okay. And as for the negative, this won't go down too much. The reason the values are so different is because the rest position was very different before. I think this should go a little more, so maybe let's exaggerate a little. Okay, now this one. That sounds good enough, 0.03. And negative, yeah, 0.2. Zero 0.045. Okay, it matches, and then because the upper cheek can lower down, then many things can happen, so we need to consider maybe this stuff. So 0.03 negative. This one, let's do this, and then as for here, maybe up to here. If this thing is not absolutely very correct, it's still good because the bone keeps moving, the owner bone. It will just stop growing. So of course, in certain case this is terrible, but if the distance is just not, it cannot be perfect anyways. But this is organic rigging, right? Is approximative. It needs to look good, that's all. And then, okay, so I think we got all this map from solved. No, not this, but map from. We can already resymmetrize these ones. So we have a small partial update here, right? Now we don't need these transforms anymore. We don't need to be watching those things. All we need to do here is now to see what we want. So this was already solved even for the map, okay? But we need to look at this to see what will happen to the others. Here we're gonna hide the here. So I have some idea of what's happening. Alright, so I already see that what we can do here. Let's take off the X's here. Take off this. Let's push this forward. Just as yeah, let's push like this. Check if this is valid. I think this is too much, so let's just do a 2. And here, this one is will be a bit more tricky because yeah, so as it goes up, could be interesting to do this, right? So as it is going up, maybe we want to reset this. Let's also reset this, and okay, it needs to be enabled. Yeah, so I see. That is too much. Of course, let's say a frontal view here. Ah, I see, here's a problem here in this. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't do this that strong, because it starts to move in. Yeah, we can just do this in but here we could favor the negative X maybe. No, it's the positive X, yeah. It's too much, of course. So why it's going forward so because of this maybe? Yeah, of course, because of this one. It's most important that it needs to go upright. I'm gonna take this off. Too much. that could be sufficient. So what about this? We want it to go back. No, it will be the negative, no, here. Exactly, something like this. Maybe a little more. And then maybe we don't want it to simply go back totally. We want it to keep like something at least to. Isn't that too much? It seems to be. A bit of exaggeration here. We need to maybe it's because of this. Yeah, let's reset this. Yeah, there was something wrong there. Okay. Yeah, it's tricky, but it's not that complicated. It can get, of course, the setup that I have is good right now, so the character design is clear enough, so it could be much worse to set up this if we have not very good, if the things are not well designed. Yeah, then it could be wild, creepy. I have had bad experiences with this, that nothing was very satisfying, but if we push it enough, and also to have the good basal conditions, then everything tends to flow a bit like I'm doing. Positively, it's just okay. I think the automations here maybe just reduce a little. This is a bit too much here. Okay, let's use this. And then as for this part, yeah, the negative x-axis here is exactly what I needed. So if I use this, I'd sort of end up countering what I already was doing. So it's not particular, because it's the same mesh, right? So it's not particularly useful here. So this is an interesting structure. So usually I was leaving those things straight, but there are advantages and disadvantages. I think I prefer this method, this approach. The bone is like that, right? So there is one axis that matches exactly the direction that I want the tip of the eyelashes to go. Besides, we have the frontal if we want to push frontally as the others. Okay, let's go for this one now. This is bad. We have some bad influence on. Have to remember. Here it's not over. We want to yeah, this is something that I've created in the last moment, yeah, of the main eye automation. So, not for eyelash, okay. So it's not going down here. We want to automate this to do something. Yeah, let's leave like that. Now also maybe no. No, maybe something here is necessary, like this one. Yeah, okay, let's leave like that. And then I'm just not liking this intersection. I don't know how I'm gonna solve this. Maybe we'll be addressing this one. Yeah, the bottom. Okay, here we are gonna do this, and that will be it. Now, as for these ones, as we move up, oh yeah, let's do this. Okay, so it will be on moving up, right? So as we move up, this could move up a little more. So yeah, so maybe this is too much, so just actually it's not like this. Okay, like this is fine, and then we need to reinforce this. It's too much. Now this looks good. But we might still have to fix the intersections here. Anything else? Maybe moving this forward. No, the this eyelash. Yeah, maybe. Okay, here we're gonna augment. Give them more pronunciation here, and perhaps the positive. Try to follow the pattern. Not this, but no, this is an exaggeration. Yeah, that's too big. I'll just give a very subtle augmentation. So when it goes up, okay, that's doable. Here. We want a little more. Yeah, this clipping is yeah, I need to be careful about this, otherwise it's get so often happen we won't be able to pose very well. Yeah, we can still click, but something like this seems reasonable. And finally, okay, remember to fix that. So we're gonna yeah, so we want it to move to the side X, but not that much. So as it goes down, we want more here. And here we want less. Yes, this is feasible. Then does this one has anything like this? As it goes down, as it goes up, yes, that's it. And now when it goes up, we need to equilibrate. Probably want this one more pronunciated. Something like this. Yeah, maybe it's a little too much. Something is not working very well here. No, it's not because of this. No, that's fine. Okay. So now just the clipping, they don't seem to be clipping on the rest pose anymore. Good, because we have made the equilibrated settings. Okay. This, however, is a bit Yeah, the default is clipping. This is not good, so we need to, maybe we're gonna reduce these ones. So yeah, we don't want the, so I've reduced its power a lot, but it's still working, right? So like the default worked, right? It's just that the automation is less pronunciated, which is fine. Now we get some, okay, I think I can solve these clippings with, yeah, I know what you need to do. So we're gonna use the bottom one, just edit the bottom one. We're gonna just change this stuff here. So we're gonna either reduce the maximum or augment the minimum. I think I'm gonna reduce the maximum. Same here. All right, so this is very good. Let's get concluded here with this automation. Symmetrize. So the only thing to fix now is some waves, I think. Yeah, we don't really want these waves there. So let's make this wave paint fix on eyelids mesh. Eyelids deform bones. No, it's not. Something is affecting. But I don't trust that I made a stupid mistake about. Could be, right? You could have some. No, we don't have any rogue waves there. So it's not something about the eyelashes bones. There's no waves there. But I see something here which doesn't seem very correct. Here, need to. No, wait, hold on. This is, of course, this is the helper. This is the real one. Yeah, this is what's happening. So we don't want. I thought originally that would be a good a good idea, but it is causing this small interference. Maybe just a little could be fine. Let's take off all this first. Right now it sounds broken, looks broken. Because here we also have some yeah, there are some rogue waves. I believe they are in the eyelids border mesh. Can't find it. Okay, let's hide. Yeah, it's probably this mesh here. There you go. Okay, so this mesh was all incorrect. Yeah, we can solve this by redeploying them. No, we're gonna manually wave paint that. It's just surroundings mesh, no big deal. Like this doesn't even touch it. Something is wrong here, or just we need to look back at the lashes. No, indeed there is something going wrong in that. There's some this very distorted thing there. It's not about reinforcing that. Will not be the correct pattern to have this waves here. If I don't do this, so apparently we really need to but this oh yeah, of course. So this is just yeah, it's the problem of the I see. Okay, so this is happening because no, it's not. The problem is not here. So not thing of division. It's here the problem. And then so this mesh is manipulating. Let's go again and check. Okay, so maybe we need this. Yeah, include this one. With this, we might be able to grab the entire thing. Yeah, so we need to reduce from yeah, we need to mount this influence here. By doing this, we have, yes, okay, so we have less power on this over this geometry. Also, we might also take off take this exaggeration here and just smooth this out or some minimal interference here. That should do. So with this, now it's still happening. But now we have some more control. Maybe let's try again. Okay, that is more likely. Yes, so the automation is ready. Symmetrize just in case, and here solved. Too long too. So all these three topics here now, they are related to the arcades. So we need to focus on the arcades now. So we can do that by checking the deformed arcades. Currently, yeah, let's select the bones that will require. I guess just this. So there's no important weights here. Okay, so we're gonna reproduce. So we keep this one as it is. Shift D. We've been using this reference here. It's probably better like this. We're gonna put this into the extremity. the parents of these bones are, yeah, it's the same as the arches. I think that should be fine. So with this in mind, we're going to wave paint. So currently all the waves are set to this bone, which is bad, right? So we're gonna in this case we're gonna use auto normalize because it will be better. We just have to remove okay, so we weren't able to remove entirely. Now we can. Oh, I see. This is trickier than yeah. Crap. It's not doing what I want. Not sure if this approach is correct, but maybe I need a master arcades to scan it. Well, this is not so bad actually because yeah, because there's always a, let's see, is that lower parts? Interesting. Okay, we create a base, the gums. So in this way, we'll always be able to expand the gums, and it's like useless, but it feels better. So we're gonna Shift D. Well, whatever, let's just place this. It's just one that we need. Gum or gums? Gum. Very sharp. Should it get at least some? Yeah, that's not that bad. Let's yeah, this can be nice, right? Then that's off. Then we're gonna symmetrize. Here as well. Then you're gonna check the waves. Done. All right, so now we need to make this setup for the top arcades. The parent we're gonna change. Gonna no align here, not yet. Yeah, we're gonna align it first to this. We're gonna do an gradient is not copy to selected. Top. And let me just check something about, yeah, at the very basement. That's 4. That's it. If we expand this or not, it will be another question. So now we can now the gums, they expand. Well, no, they don't expand infinitely, but we can. Yeah, like these are not tweaker bones, they are just the forms. From the deforms we could create some tweakers with specific. Not gonna do one for the gums. Although it could be good for automation, but well, there are enough bones already, right? But yeah, let's create this fucking thing. So we're gonna duplicate. No. Shift D, we're gonna Alt M, move to the control and to controllers, but then we're gonna change them to extras, and we're gonna change this to this. We're gonna change this to B bones, whatever. Wait, I've lost the. I think I'm not doing anything here. Okay, stopped here. Yeah. Let's get this to sphere. Yeah, terrible stuff, but we can. Yeah, we need the parenting now. If we change these colors even more, because yeah, no color left for this thing. I got it. Maybe arrow will be better. Okay, I think we can use the. Got some idea. Okay, use this. Um, this you're gonna. Position is very bad. Yeah, those shapes are super. Yeah, maybe we can change this to. I don't have really square. Sharp. Yeah, like at least it's easier to understand now, but it's whatever. Let's go back to the form arcades. So the parent is equivalent, yeah, so we just need to the stick to the bendy bone. That's one to go. Yeah, we can also hide this, see. Okay, apparently this bone, what's happened to it? Okay, we got road waves here, apparently. Don't know how this happened, but very simple to fix. Just a simple approximation, wasn't exacting this will not. Yeah, it's like add this is fine. Need to check like one by one, just to make sure, double checking. Yes, so it's working, and here the whole thing. Right, So we just don't have the shape key, and that the problem with the shape key is that we lack geometry, and more geometry is more wave paint, and I think that we're gonna deal with the canine for now. So when I need the real powerful more expressions, we're not gonna dump, we're gonna just move this to bonus. I just counter match follow mini central for Epson atomic shape key exaggerates a bit more. Atomic. Yeah, so nothing here. So we got this done also. No mesh geometry here, and we can test this grease pencil line artifact here. Let's see if it can be fun. Of course, not with all these collections. Ah, that mesh in the gum is not good, right? We better yeah, let's fix this these waves. We don't need the bones, we can just okay, it insists in getting the bones. Okay. Of course, this is the tweaker bone, yeah, so I need it. We're gonna pick this same thing here. I see. So this gum, maybe we need to Actually, if we need this, we can try. Same here, we could. Not gonna include this one. Example. Usually simple. So this is this the thing before. Okay. This is much better, right? Oh, I see. We have a little problem. I cannot shape the. Well, I can. Yeah. Okay, I can shape, but it's stiff. Yeah. So it's not very nice. It will be better if we could. Although usually the top of this will never really be hearing, right? It makes no sense. So it can work. It's just annoying because it's straight. So it's if this. Yeah, we can deform it a little, but it's a little limited, right? So this is what I want now. I'd like to see if we can shape some. Let's see what we can do with the grease pencil here, line art, right? Just a quick test because it's not the best. Yeah, if it's in front, it won't really work. Okay, the grease pencil is there. Let's see if it's enabled. No, it's not enabled, so I'm gonna. I was making some tests, so this is the typical. But I want to make a request so that we can. You see, it has to process each one. This is the old 80, I think 70 to 90s Disney. Not sure exactly when, but about that time. Probably certainly the 90s, I think. Most likely 90s. The line art, colored line art for Disney, right? Long feature films. Yeah, there's some stuff there. That's but I didn't even check if we had line art for the arcade. So in principle, it should be there. Yeah, I think it's there. But let's do a specific thing. So we could use a very distinguished one. For example, costume. Yeah, let's use this costume one. So I want to apply this costume to, well, gonna make it for the collection. So for example, mouth. I think I didn't have anything for the, no, everything there would have, okay. So elements of mouth is tongue. This shouldn't contain this thing yet, it will be disastrous. It's not exactly a proxy mesh either. It's more a supportive thing. Can I negate it? I think we can, yeah, so this is, yeah, also it needs to appear differently to the proxy, so need to make a collection. Oh yeah, we could also reorganize this. Make a linked collection just for this would be the ideal, yeah. But for now, yeah, gonna, because this this technique of ice cooling, so start reading. Yeah, like clone collection for Yeah, so essentially it's just to solve one stupid thing I have to. Okay, so now the grease pencil should, yeah, so it works. There's some weird stuff, but let's change the color. Let's try another pose. Oh, this shouldn't. Okay, know why this happened. Push this. Yeah, the cool thing is that, oh yeah, having this is interesting. We have some sort of, never thought about this. Okay, this is actually not too bad. We have this kind of, could it be a single bone? Yeah, it could be a single bone, but this is interesting, right? We can manipulate the teeth in the arcades inside the mouth, in spite of the fact they are totally shrink wrapped like crazy. If we crush them here, you'll see that they. So I cannot do an alien thing here. That's okay. That's okay for me as long as we can have three-dimensionality inside. So let's inside the mouth. Let's get the. Let's see what you can get from here. I don't know why it's so weird, the line art, but we need to keep editing. Let's see where is that? Let's change, yeah, let's use black. Oh yeah, this is too big, right? Let's try 6. Let's also try to tint. What is this tint we have here? Some. Yeah, let's just try with this first. Okay, so we can get some stuff. I don't know why it's glitching though. Ah, yeah, they are to the top and bottom right there. There's something wrong about the. So yeah, it works. It works. We can get something nice. Let's check this out. Solidify modifier. Well, yeah, we checked one of them. The solidify we don't care, but I think I still have it ready for. No, we don't have them for this. Yeah, let's just copy this thing. Okay, it failed. Okay, it worked now. Done. Just in case, let's see. Is there anything else I wanted to check here? No. So the cool thing is that this works in real time or not. Yeah, there is something wrong about it. No, maybe this needs a revamp. I'm not sure why this is. Okay, so maybe it's failing for everything. It's not for this project in anyways, it's for another one. Let's see if this is same. It's also not working for. Looks like it's failing for everything. Possibly something about. No, here it seems to be working. So as for a game project, like UPBGE, yeah, I say it's failing to work in. I don't even know why. The inversion is just not working right, so material offset. No, don't think it would be the case anyways. Probably broke after Blender 5.1. I stopped implementing it, yeah. Okay, but the line art works for this. So I was just worried about the mouth, this topology. Doesn't look very sharp. It's the creases, yeah, they should be quite sharp. Oh yeah, they are not done. Okay, let's ignore the seams. They are subdivided, right? Should we subdivided this? Okay, they barely get anything from the... subdivision, but then we have the no sharp. Okay, no, there is sharp. It's, let's make a reset here. Yeah, now we have some control, which is nice. Although all those tweaks will take yeah, a lot of time, but yeah, we have some interesting features. Let's see if we can... Got the grease pencil. This compositing is very basic. It's just for, yeah, actually it's a copy, but without the environment, it's not very interesting. That's what you get from here. The lighting is just, yeah, that's okay. Well, this sharp, no, it's not okay. You shouldn't get from the sharps. Well, intersections or crease threshold? Crease threshold, okay. I can see from here, yeah. Yeah, apparently you'll have to change this. Interesting. It's disabled then. Okay, so apparently we'll have to disable crease threshold just for the arcades. Sounds curious, really. Let's do a quick test here. Take off all the creases. And it returns. So crease threshold has nothing to do with the crease. Apparently it has to do with the sharp. But it does do, maybe it's bugged, yeah. Okay, anyway, we got, that's pretty fun, yeah, that's good. Very good, very good. I wish this, I think the subdivision of this stuff is not doing well. Really. Well, it shrink wraps, right? So it's a bit normal that it's get like this. Worse if subdivided, right? Okay, folks, so this was fine improvements. Now we got just for face rig pose assets, which could take, yeah, let's fix. And then for me today, it's done. So let's leave the fun thing for the end. So the next urgent thing is the IK leverage systems. Just revise the weights for them, and here also for the hips thigh complex joint I can leverage helpful bone setup. So I need to recover, maybe because I found, yeah, recover some bones there from old file, some backup, and then small thing, it's not necessary, but I think it will be better. I've tested, it's less elegant, but yeah, it's more, I think it's smarter. It will make better automation. So we do that recover, maybe offline, I don't know, I will do. Then I need to reconsider the amount of bones in the IK chains, the helper deform bones, and then see if the automations work, and then we can conclude all these crazy things, and then maybe space for a tutorial on this method, and then custom shapes widgets, yeah, the bureaucratic stuff, slightly artistic, yeah. Then rig UI, yeah, bone manual extension, a little outdated, but it's working. So I'll revise this, get bone, proper bone, yeah, the rig UI, the collections that we need. Then we can make a better separation for these tweakers here, right? Because having the collections here is very bad, right? Fortunately, now that I've reorganized this, I've made them some up, we can just make some control systems specifically for, so maybe this is for rigging essentially, and we can have some for the animation. Yeah, we could probably reuse this, but then we can try different add-ups here. Gonna check, we're gonna see. There's also left and right side. This is actually relevant sometimes. So lots of things. Here I can also revise previous. Yeah, that's it. Head face, so they have those assets, and using this as a reference to match, we can do a lot now, really a lot. For why, and bonus not for us, not for this time. Very close. We're getting bureaucratic. Yeah, so hardcore. It says I right now is like yeah, it's not fully working, but essentially I have like 60% of the work done. Now the retakes even more. I had it done until I had to change some setup, some stuff, some waves. Alright folks, thanks so much for taking care. Happy blenders. Have a nice weekend, and we'll be back in the week on the weekend. Happy blendering.